Hi, I am Pawan Century and this is my ID card of ACU, and today I am going to present assignment task 3 that are given in video presentation tasks. The question was about unconscionable conduct and how it may arise and the partial payment for the builder from the client. Firstly, I am going to discuss about unconscionable conduct. Unconscionable conduct refers to the action that are considered unfair or unjust, typical in a business transaction or contract. This goes beyond what is legally permissible and instead touches on ethical principles, focusing on power imbalance and exploitation. Now we will discuss how it may arise. It is a typical occurs when one party takes advantage of weaker or less informed party in the contract. Examples might include unfair terms in a contract or using pressure tactics to make some agree to terms they will not have otherwise. Now consequences for the consumer. If a court finds that unconscionable conduct has occurred, the contract may be declared void or certain terms may be set aside. This protects consumers from being bound to unfair agreement and may also entitle them to compensate for any loss incurred. Now the second answer of the second question, for the protection of director assets. Now personal assets of directors, limited liability. Generally, a director personal assets are protected under the principle of limited liability, meaning they are not personally responsible for the company debt. Now, exception to the rule, personal guarantee. If a director has personal guarantee or loan or other obligation, they may be liable for the debt in the company default, wrongful or insolvent trading. In case where the directors allow a company to continue trading while insolvent on payable debt, they can be able to held personally liable. Fraud or misrepresentation. If a director is involved in fraud or misrepresentation, they may lose the protection of the limited liability. Director penalty notice. In some jurisdictions, tax authorities can pursue director personally for unpaid company taxes. Now the conclusion is director can protect their assets generally, but there are some specific actions that could expose them to the personal liability. Now the answer for the third question is payment. The builders have completed 80% of the work and he is asking for the money of the work done by him. That is 80% of the contract bill should be paid by the client. Now here, payment in partial completed contract. Contractual obligation. In a contract law, if a contractor or builder fails to complete the obligation under a contract, they may not have an automatic right to the payment if some work has been completed. Next is quantum merit claim. The builder might claim quantum merit, which allows them to seek payment for the value of the work they have completed in the case 80% of the total contract. However, the client is obligated to pay unless a court deems that the payment is fair. Option for the client. There are different options for the client to pay or to remain safe from the obligations. One is a complete performance clause. If the contract includes a complete performance requirement, the client may not have to pay anything until all work is finished. Negotiation or legal action. The client could negotiate a payment based on the work completed, or if they have feel they are owed and refund, they may seek legal advices. Now the conclusion is the client does not automatically have to pay, and payment should reflect only fair value for the work completed if the payment is appropriate. Thank you this much for this presentation.